Hey everybody, I wanted to hop on real quick and answer a question from a prospective client that called me recently and said, hey Jeff, listen, how do these no-drop policies from these district attorney's offices in Texas, how do they affect my domestic violence defense? We're going to talk about that today. I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you like what you're hearing here, you can get some more great criminal defense content, help you understand the criminal law as it relates to Texas. All right, so today I'm going to explain to you the specifics. I'm going to focus in pretty close to the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office's policies here today, but it applies to most DA's offices in Texas. But we're going to talk about their policies and specifically how their no-drop policy, they call it quote-unquote no-drop policy, affects your defense and what you need to know about it, okay? So as we do that, stay to the end of the video. If you stay to the end of the video, I want to also provide you a free ebook, What to Do If You've Been Charged with a Domestic Violence Crime or a Domestic Violence Charge in Texas. All right, let's jump right in. Now, how does the District Attorney's Office, specifically, I'm going to talk to you mainly about the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office policy. How do their policies affect my domestic violence case? Now, it's been very well publicized locally in Tarrant County, which is in the Fort Worth area. It's been very publicized that the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office has what they call a no-drop policy as it relates to domestic violence cases. In other words, what does that mean? There's a lot of confusion on what that means. In other words, basically, even if there's no real evidence to substantiate an actual domestic violence crime took place, sometimes the district attorney's office will still decide to pursue the case regardless. And so this always causes confusion, all right? And many times the DA's office, they take a public stance of saying we will pursue these charges to the fullest extent of the law because they have what they call not in my county. And basically that's their motto, is not in my county, and they have a no-drop policy. Now, this caused confusion because many of my prospective clients will call in and say, Jeff, hold on a second, I'm confused. Doesn't the state of Texas still have to prove the case? Absolutely they do. The state of Texas must always prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. That is their burden, regardless of the policy that they have. Now, many people will ask me, what if my loved one, the situation got out of control? What if my loved one is willing to be crystal clear about exactly what happened in the situation? And what if there were no visible injuries, nothing actually happened? Maybe we were both emotionally hurt because of our argument, but nothing actually took place that resulted in an actual assault. Do they still pursue the charges? Unfortunately, many times they do. And so, because here's the unfortunate thing, many of the police departments and the district attorney's offices, they take this no-drop policy, zero-tolerance policy in instances, even where there's an argument that may have gotten out of hand, maybe someone felt a little offended, they decide to call the police. This happens all the time. The problem is you need to understand, if you get into an argument with a loved one and you call the police, a great majority of the time someone's going to jail. Someone's going to either get a citation for assault by contact, or they're going to be arrested for an actual domestic violence offense, either a felony or a misdemeanor offense. And here's the reason why. The police are trained when they come out to an incident like this, that if something's taken place as what they call a domestic call, then they're trained to try to separate those two parties. Because the last thing they want to do is they don't want to come out to a residence, and when they come out there, they just let people stay where they're at and they don't separate the parties. And then somebody ends up getting into a violent altercation after they leave, and it looks terrible that they didn't separate the parties. So the most effective way to separate the parties is to determine, they usually separate both people, have a conversation with both people, the alleged victim, the alleged defendant, they have a conversation with them, and whoever they think was the primary offender, they usually end up arresting them and charging them with a domestic violence charge. Now, it's critical to understand that this no-drop policy is almost always adhered to by the district attorney's offices in Texas, and specifically in Tarrant County. So it's very important that you hire a good attorney that has a clear plan of action of how to address it. Now, I am going to tell you this in my next video. I'm going to talk about how you can attack that no-drop policy, and does it matter if you have an affidavit of non-prosecution? How does that affect your case? In my next video, we're going to address that, so I encourage you to click on that video. There is the best opportunity. You do have an opportunity to be able to still put this behind you despite the no-drop policy. Now, if you would like more assistance and you would like us to give you a free case analysis, listen to your story, and determine your next plan of action for what needs to be done on your domestic violence case, don't hesitate to call the Hampton Law Firm at 817-877-5200. I promised you if you stuck around to the end of this video, I would give you a free resource. This is a free ebook, What to Do If You've Been Charged with a Domestic Violence Crime in Texas. Covers pretty much all the questions you might have as it relates to a domestic violence charge. I want to give that to you at no charge. All you have to do is click the link down here below, fill out the form, give us your email address. We'll email that over to you directly. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll give you more great criminal defense content. Hope you have a great rest of your day.